Hello, viewers. Good to see you once again through this video. It's Luis Das from English CC Luis channel. Wishing you well. In this video, I have planned and I thought it would be good for me to help you to understand the rest of the concepts involved in Concord. Because in my previous video, I began the explanation on Concord, the agreement between the subject and the verb in a sentence. And we just discussed about 2 or 3 rules or formulas by which we can understand how to use the Concord, or how does the concept Concord or the agreement between the subject and the verb in the sentence function. Alright, so in this video I would like to complete the notion of Concord, and we have 2 or 3 more rules in relation with that. So I will explain to you in a short while from now. But before I do that, I would like you to remind yourselves, if you had watched my previous video on this Concord, you would have noticed that the introduction was given to Concord. And what was the introduction that I gave? Concord is nothing but the agreement is done between the subject and the verb in a sentence. Because if you want to write a correct sentence in English, or if you say that the sentence that is written is correct, remember the subject and the verb, they have to agree. They have to agree with each other in person and in number. And what did we see as a general rule? We saw that if your subject is singular, and the verb also will be in singular. So that was the first kind of a general rule that we discussed, and I explained to you through an example. And then we saw collective nouns. Okay, collective nouns like class, committee, jury, board, or team. So these are few words that refer to collective noun, but when they are taken as singular unit as a subject, the verb also will have to be in singular. That also we discussed in that video. And the third information that I passed on to you through that video was that 2 nouns, if they are combined or joined by the conjunction or the linker, and usually the verb is singular. And I just explained that concept also through an example. So in continuation with what we did in the previous video, I would like to continue and to complete the concept of understanding the agreement between the subject and the verb in a sentence, what is known as Concord. Okay guys, so for us to make it easier, I have just written the rest of the rules and regulations on the notice board, on the whiteboard here. And as I go on reading and explaining, pay close attention, listen to it attentively, and watch my video till the end, so that you will have a complete understanding of what Concord, or what the agreement between the subject and the verb is all about. Okay guys, so now let's go to the topic of today's session, the completion or the continuation of Concord. Come. Okay, now All right. I hope this is visible here. Okay, this is visible. Completely visible. You can have a clear notice. Of course, you can focus when you are watching the video in your houses. You can just zoom it and you can see the writing in order for you to understand it clearly. Okay, now let me explain. The third one, see, this is the topic, Concord, the agreement between the subject and the verb. The third concept or the third rule that what is relevant in this understanding of Concord is that nouns denoting money, time, distance. So listen to the instruction carefully or the explanation carefully. Remember, nouns denoting, which means referring to money, time and distance, they take singular verbs. They take singular verbs. Okay? So there are certain words, they refer to money, time and distance. So I have given 3 examples for us to have a better understanding. See now, 2000 rupees or rupees 2000 has no value these days. This is only an example. This is only an example. Maybe instead of 2000 rupees, let me change the example. Say for example, what can we say? 10 rupees or 5 rupees or 1000 rupees. So we don't say 1000 rupees these days, no. So let me put it 1000 rupees. So rupees 1000 has no value these days. This means it has disappeared. Now, whether it is relevant or irrelevant, the example does not matter. We are worried about the concept. Now, this is your subject. Okay? And this is your verb. Now, rupees 2000, we can consider that as a noun, as a subject here. And the word referring to money. What is your verb here? Has. Singular verb. You can't hear rupees 1000 have no value these days. No. It has to be taken as a singular concept, singular unit. So it takes a singular verb. Look at the next example. Time and tide waits for none. It's a proverb, of course. Time and tide. And you can take this as an example for the concept that we did in the previous video when I said that the 2 nouns are combined together by and, the verb also singular. So for the same example can be made use for this concept also. See, time and tide. So you can take this as one unit here, probably separately there. But then the verb is singular, waits. You can't take this as 2 singulars, no 2 verbs, plural, no. So subject will be subject and the verb relating to time. Next one here, 10 miles is a long distance. Distance, see? 10 miles is a long distance. 10 miles is your subject. And what is your verb here? Is. You may say, or you may wonder, sir, 10 miles is plural, no, sir. So you have to use are, no. So miles and the words that related to distance, they take a singular verb because that is taken as 1 unit. Whether it is 100 miles or 1000 miles or 5 miles, they are all taken as singular unit there, singular subject. Okay? So 10 miles is a long distance. So is and the noun, the verb. Verb and the noun, they take singular verbs. Okay? That's the next concept. So let's move forward. Guys, let's move forward. See now, when 2 subjects, remember there are sentences in English where you will come across 2 subjects in sentences. You will come across 2 sentences in English. So when you have 2 subjects in a sentence, see when there are 2 subjects and sometimes those 2 subjects may not be plural or may not be singular. So remember that. So when 2 subjects, 1 singular If one subject is singular, the other subject is plural. One subject is singular, other subject is plural. But both are subjects. That try to remember. Both are subjects. One subject is singular, another subject can be plural. So if you have subjects like this in a sentence, and if they are connected, see, if they are connected by these connectors or linkers, either or, neither nor. The verb agrees with the subject nearer to it. This is most important. The verb agrees with the subject nearer to it. You may have two subjects. One could be singular, another could be plural. But where does the verb has its connection? Only with the subject that is nearer. Now that will become very clear when I take you to the example that is written here. See, neither the team nor their coach is aware of the danger. See, they are combined by neither nor. But what are the two subjects you have here? What are the two subjects? One is the team, another one is their coach. Their coach, of course, is only one person. So this is the plural subject and this is the singular subject. So what is our rule? When you have two subjects, one is singular, another one is plural, the verb agrees with the subject that is nearer to it. So what is your verb here? Is your verb. Is your verb. So coach is the singular subject. So this sentence is correct. So that is another rule. Either the student or the teachers are concerned about the issue. Next sentence. Look at that. Either or. Okay. The students. The student is a singular subject. The teachers, plural subject. Plural subject. And what is your verb? Are. So when you have singular subject, plural subject put together in a sentence, the verb agrees to the subject that is written nearer to it. Now what is nearer here? The teachers. It is a plural subject. So what is your verb? Are. Clear? So that is the rule, and these are all very minutely written there. So you must be very, very careful and attentive to understand this concept. Very, very unique and then very, very minutely written there. So unless you pay very, very close attention, you would find it difficult, or if you run across, okay, this I can manage, and all those suppositions all will not work here, guys. So you have to be extremely careful and attentive. Okay, so that's another rule that we can think of while understanding the Concord. We'll go to the next one here. See, two subjects, one singular, other plural, connected by words like. Now the starting of this concept, starting of this rule may be same, because one subject, two subjects, one singular, another plural, that could be the same here. But this rule is different from this one here. See, now you have two subjects in the sentence, one singular, another could be plural. But if they are connected by the words like, as well as, with, along, together with. So these are few exceptional words that we come across in writing meaningful sentences. So if these words are there in the sentence, and if we have two subjects, one singular, another one plural, if we have two subjects, and if there are two words, if there are words like this, as well as, with, along, together with, and all that, the verb agrees with the first subject. See? So the verb agrees with the first subject. The verb agrees with the first subject. So that is very, very clear, guys. Now look at the example. Ramesh and you have the word as well as. See, his friends. So this is a singular subject. This is a plural subject combined by the word as well as. What is your verb here? Has. Why has? Because his friends is plural subject. But why has come? Because our rule is the verb agrees with the first subject. See, Ramesh as well as his friends has won the prize. But that does not mean that his friends are not included there. No. As per the rules of the grammar in English, these are few exceptions that we need to pay attention to and we must agree. Okay, so that's another rule here. Go to the next one. All the sailors, your word is along, with their captain. Sailors is plural subject, captain singular subject. What is your verb here? Plural subject. See? So, drowned. All the sailors along with their captain were drowned. So remember, very easy. Only 4 or 5 rules that we need to remember. You can easily write these examples and understand them very clearly, because for those who are really interested in understanding the grammar and writing good sentences, even a small piece of information may become a great success in his or her life. Now we may have used all these sentences, we may have used all these words, but we may have never thought that these words have this amount of information. Even sometimes we may have used this correctly. We may have used this correctly, spontaneously, because of our experience. For a few of us, or others may, even without knowing the meaning, we may have used them. But the grammatical part of it could have been correct. But this is the time to just recall whatever we have done in the past, let it be, whether it is good or bad, whether it is good or not good. But from hereafter, let's make it a point that Concord is nothing but it's an agreement between the subject and the verb. The general rule is that if your subject is singular, the verb is singular, and the subject is plural, verb is also plural, general rule. Next one, 2 nouns connected by and. They take the singular verb. Collective nouns, few collective nouns, if they are considered as singular unit, they take a singular verb. And if you have, as far as this video is concerned, see, when you have 2 subjects, singular subject and plural subject, the verb agrees to the subject that is nearer to it. Another one, just now we discussed, if you have 2 subjects, one is singular, another one is plural, and if they are connected with words like as well as, few examples, see, along, together with my friends, we went on a picnic. See, so they agree with the subjects, the first subject. So these are few informations, guys and viewers. Very simple. So Concord and the verb between the subject and the agreement of the verb between subject and the verb is over. So watch my video till the end. You will have a better understanding, my dears. There will be no any extra information that could be given here. Maybe when you hear some other teachers or professors teach about Concord and others, they may have a different way of teaching, but then as far as my knowledge is concerned, this is what is Concord and the agreement between the subject and the verb. So remember this, post your comments, click the bell icon, subscribe my channel, increase the viewers and the subscribers. So I am here ready to help you with all kinds of grammar. It's not yet over. It's a long journey. We have just begun. It's a long journey. So I keep on releasing short, longer and longest videos every now and then, plus sometimes adding life into it by keyboard playing keyboard, harmonium and singing and all that, in order for you to understand the grammar better and have appreciation towards grammar. So grammar is nothing but, as I have been telling you, it's like mathematics, guys. You can easily understand if you have the patience to sit and listen or watch the resources given to you through anybody for that matter. I know you are all very keen in observing and watching my video and write good sentences in grammar. So wishing you all very well. Have a nice day. God bless you. See you in the next video. It's your teacher Luis Das signing you off for today's presentation. See you next time. Thank you. God bless.